This is Bimbo Barbarella, and it is Wednesday at 8 o'clock ish. As you know, I'm never on time. So, but I'm always on time for my job or doctor appointments or stuff like that. But I'm never on time for this. I don't know why either, because I was ready at 7:30. I got no idea why. So, anyway, this is a special request show for probably one of the most well-known people on YouTube, Miss Rosie O'Kelly. And it's a show about the band The Bee Gees. Notice I'm wearing my Bee Gees shirt today. No, sorry, I don't have a Bee Gees shirt, and I wasn't going to go buy one. Hello, Miss Leah. How are you, dear? Um, Basically, this show is not going to be a rankings or rating kind of show. It's just going to be some information about the Bee Gees because they were tad, I don't want to say misunderstood, but there's a lot of information about them that people do not know. Hello, Mark. Um, it all stems. Over the weekend, I was on Rosie O'Kelly's show, and she was talking about the band the Bee Gees and how she liked a song by them called Massachusetts. And there was some debate about the song Massachusetts because a lot of people have never heard any Bee Gees music prior to Saturday Night Fever. Hello, Miss Tainted Love. How's everybody doing so far? Um, and so Rosie had said, well, okay, you can do a list. Oh, you can do a list, Miss Leah. I will certainly. Oh, because this is going in the official College of Knowledge book anyway. Yeah, if you want to do a list, I will certainly take a list from you, dear. All right, you know what? I I can come up with I can come up with well, okay, Leah, how many songs have you got on your list? Miss Leah, how many songs have you got on your list? Yes. Oh yeah. Okay, Leah, so how many songs have you got on your list? Because I can come up with 10. Okay. All right. Um, just give me like 2 minutes here. Um, maybe Mark can come up to entertain people, or Leah, or somebody want to come up and just come on the panel for a little bit so I can write down my 10. I'll put the link in here, and whoever wants to come up, certainly feel free. I would have liked Rosie to come up. I sent her a um, message, but I don't know, maybe she's working or something. And remember, in California, it's 5 o'clock. So, yeah, somebody come up and just play host for a little bit. All right, Leah. And you want to do five then? Okay. No, 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 absolutely not. We can do 10. I can do 10. I can do 10. Somebody come up on the panel and just sit here and chat with people until I finish this. Leah or Mark or somebody. I guess Mark, you're being nominated here. Or Leah, why don't you just come up and do it? Seeing how you have your list. Okay, Leah. Okay. Miss Sugar Birches will do 7 because I can only think of 7 ones I like right off the top of my head. So, and we'll do them later on. Okay, no, that's fine. No, that's fine because I'm almost done. So, okay, Leah. So we're gonna do 7. Okay, so all right, there's my 7. Okay, so like I said, Rosie was talking about how she liked this song called Massachusetts, and it's actually from one of their very early albums, and it was the 5th single that they released. And so, um, okay, just let me give you a couple of facts on the Beatles. Okay, here's Mark. Okay, Mark. Yeah, because I finished my list. So, maybe if you know anything about the Bee Gees, you can add something as well. I don't know how you feel about the Bee Gees, Mark. But okay. So anyway, um, um, there are 5 of the Bee Gees children. There is the oldest child, Leslie, and then there's Barry, and there's Robin and Maurice, and they are actually fraternal twins. And then there's Andy. And They actually were born on the Isle of Man, which is part of, the United Kingdom. And the Isle of Man, it sits in the straits between um, the UK and Ireland. And the Isle of Man is famous for its Manx cat. And now they're all over the world, but they originally were only on the Isle of Man. And that's how they developed their unique look. So, um, they moved to Australia, to Queensland, in 1958. And before that, when they were still in England, they had this small little ska kind of band and they called themselves the Rattlesnakes. What that had to do with the Bee Gees, I got no idea. But they called themselves the Rattlesnakes. And so when they moved to Australia, they started doing like local um, pubs and shows and stuff. And their father actually got in contact with Brian Epstein, who was the manager of the Beatles. And he actually liked the band very much, but he felt that he couldn't give them the full attention. So he talked to a guy named Robert Stigwood. And so Robert Stigwood became their manager. And in 1968, they were on the Ed Sullivan Show, and they performed a song called Words. And in 1968, Robin um, Gibb went solo because he thought that Robert Stigwood was favoring Barry to be like the front man and the leader of the Bee Gees, when they all agreed that there was no leader. Hello, Miss Rosie. How are you, dear? And oh, too bad you can't come up on panel, Rosie. But I know that you don't like doing panels, so that's fine. Um, and then they actually were um, on several television shows, like Top of the Pops and the Tom Jones Show. And so they started to develop a following. Okay, their first two albums they released were only released in Australia and New Zealand. And the name of that was 14 Songs by Barry Gibb, was the name of their first album. And their second album was called Spicks and Specks. Now, in today's society, you probably couldn't get away with saying Spicks on a title for your album. But like I said, these were only released in the um, in like Australia and New Zealand. And so their first actual worldwide release was just called Bee Gees First, which is very creative. You know, you think they probably could have come up with some little more creative than Bee Gees First, but and that came out in 1967, and this album actually contains my favorite Bee Gees song of all time. It's called the 1941 New York mining disaster. Okay, let's get rid of this person. I did. I got rid of him. Yeah, Magda. Well, I got rid of that person, so don't worry about it because I always look out for my friends. And so their next album, which is actually their fourth, but their second international, was called Horizontal. And that contains the song in question, the purpose of this whole show, the song Massachusetts. And of course, the Gibbs had never been to America. Um, and Massachusetts was composed to be like the antithesis of the flower power revolution, how everybody was moving out to San Francisco and stuff like that. Um, and there's one line in the song, it says, will the last person in Massachusetts please turn out the lights? Yes, Rose. And this is the song that Rosie said was her favorite on her stream. And she had her friend Diane up. So, um, and actually, see, because I don't know everything off the top of my head. I don't. I wish I did. But Massachusetts was number one in 12 countries, believe it or not, 12 countries. Hello, Squirrely Traveler. How are you, dear? Um, it was a number one single, of course, in the UK, New Zealand, Australia, and in the United States, it got to number 11. Hello, Scully. Remember, me and Scully are doing a show Saturday at 8 p.m.
Friday.
And oh, yeah, thank you, Mark. Friday. I always forget. I'm still saying Saturday, and I'm going to say it for another 2 months. Friday. Remember, Scully, Friday at 8 p.m. Yeah, exactly, Rosie, because nobody had really heard of them except 1941 mining disaster. Um, I didn't write down how high it got, but it got into like the 20s. Yes, yes, Scully. It's Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern time. Okay, and Miss Leah Sugar Birches, she did do a list of 7 songs, so we will tackle that in just a minute. Um, and their next album was one called Ideas, and that was released in September of 1968, and has another one of my favorite early songs. Uh, because like I said, part of the contention on Rosie's stream was how people, they don't know any prehistory of the Bee Gees prior to Saturday Night Fever. And Saturday Night Fever had one original Bee Gees song on it. Every other one had been done before. And I'll talk about them in just a minute. But Idea had another one of my favorite songs called I Started a Joke. I started a joke that left the whole world laughing. Scully, so you'll be on at 10:30 tonight? Okay, cool. Mark, and you're a moderator. Do you know Scully's link? Can you drop it for me? Scully's House of Thrillers.
Scully's House of Thrillers.
Yes,
I'll
yeah,
try.
yeah, and so put his link in my stream. Hello, honey. How are you? And after Ideas, they sort of went on a little bit of a decline. because Ideas was their fifth album, and they didn't have another hit until the album called Trafalgar, which is a square in London. And that was their ninth album, and that was released in 1971, and it brought them back into prominence with the number one song, How Can You Mend a Broken Heart? Oh, Mark, okay, well,
Such
Leah
a
did it.
good,
Okay, Leah. Yeah,
such a
okay,
good
thank you,
song.
Miss Leah. Yeah. Um, and then in 1972, 1974, they sort of declined a little bit again. Um, because I did listen to some of the songs from that time, and they were just, I didn't, to me, they were just like kind of bland and pedestrian. Okay, let's get rid of this one.
Teams of Trolls are out tonight.
Oh yeah. And I know why. So okay, thanks, Leah. So they started to make a comeback on their 13th album called Main Course, and that had another one of my all-time favorites, the original Nights on Broadway and Jive Talking, and they're disco-y, but they're not as disco-y as they are on the Saturday Night Fever album. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Thank you for that vote of confidence, there, Rosie. And then after that, their 14th album was called um, Children of the World, which has the song You Should Be Dancing. And the Saturday Night album Fever is actually not considered to be a Bee Gees album, it's a soundtrack. So it's not listed um, really in like their fodder of their albums. It's just listed as a soundtrack. And there was a lot of other songs on that album besides the Bee Gees songs. There was Disco Inferno by the Tramps. There was Boogie Shoes by Casey and the Sunshine Band. Hello, Chris LeClaire. There was Open Sesame by Kool and the Gang. There was The Fifth of Beethoven by Walter Murphy. And there was the song More Than a Woman by the band Tavares. And a song that I love by Yvonne Elliman called If I Can't Have You, I Don't Want Nobody, Baby. And um, said after that, they have released albums pretty sporadically because unfortunately um, Maurice passed away in 2003 and Robin Gibb passed away in 2012, and everybody knows the sad story of Andy Gibb, and he didn't die of an overdose, which is a current thought. He was badly into drugs, but it wasn't an overdose that killed him. It was through all of his abuse. His heart was so weak. Okay, Okay, Miss Rosie, and I will talk to you sometime over the weekend. I'm very glad to be doing this show for you because Rosie wanted to be vindicated, and I hope she is. And here is Mr. Chris Bliss. Hello, sir. How are you? Um, so I'm not going to go on anything after Saturday Night Fever, except there was a disastrous follow up to Saturday Night Fever called Staying Alive that was written and produced by Sylvester Stallone.
Ugh.
Hello, Renee. Yeah, I mean, because I really did enjoy Saturday Night Fever. I really did. And so I saw Staying Alive, and I think within the first 30 minutes, I had turned that bitch off because that was terrible. That was terrible. That was, oh. Well, first of all, maybe if there'd have been some boxing in it and Sylvester Stallone wrote it, then it might have been better. But there wasn't any boxing, or there was no Mr. T saying, I pity the fool. So, Ms. Leah Sugar Britches has her list of 7. So, dear, if you would like to go ahead, what is your number 7, Miss Leah? And I'll write it down here. Leah Sugar Britches. And this is a surprise because I mentioned nothing about making a list, but she took the time to do it. So I I
Oops,
don't
sorry.
know if I don't know if you guys saw it, but I had to make up a quick list of 7. Leah Sugar Britches. 1st of May. I don't even know that song. Oh, do you know what album that's from, Leah? Number 7, 1st of May. I've never heard that song.
I have.
Do you know what album it's from, Mark?
I have no clue. I have no clue. I've
Oh,
heard it before though.
okay, but it's one of the really early ones, right? Mark, it's one of the early ones. Okay, Leah says
No,
1969. Yeah.
there you go.
Chris, I'm really not having anybody up on the panel because the show's only going to be on for probably another 10 minutes at the most. And Mark was just here because I needed somebody to sit here while I made up my list of 7. Oh no, Leah, I know, I got rid of it. I know, I know. And I hate to say it, but you know, some people have, have a following of trolls, and I don't know. That's just really pathetic. Okay, my number 7 was "How Do You Mend a Broken Heart." Okay, Miss Leah Sugar Britches, you're number 6.
There's that chord change in "How Do You Mend a Broken Heart" where it pops down to an F, I think it is, that just makes that song.
Yeah, and that's a beautiful song.
It is. It's a really, really nicely written song.
Leah says, "Lonely days and lonely nights." I forgot to even put that one on there. I like that song too. Where would I be without my woman? Easy Struber Jen says, "Sorry, we're late. We were playing with worms." Oh, 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 and And I could make some kind of joke about spaghetti, but I won't. My number 6 is Jive Talkin'. And like I said, you have to listen to the ones on the actual album because I think that they're better than the movie soundtrack ones. Because the movie soundtrack ones, they um, did did a lot of remixing to make them sound more disco-y. Yeah. Yeah, Jen, because Rosie was only on for like 10 minutes in the chat because I guess she, had a prior engagement, but she did come on the panel, so well, not on the panel, but on the right side, so that was nice. Okay, Miss Sugar Britches, you're number 5, dear. I've got to get a message to you. Yeah. Hello, Mandy. Okay, Chris, come up on the. Okay, Chris, come up on the panel, and you can do all 7 of yours at the same time. Because I wasn't going to turn this into this kind of show, and I'm just doing it, for Honey Bunch, but no, not Honey Bunch. Sorry, honey. Leah
Yeah,
Sugar Britches.
Bridges.
I got a message. Gonna get a message to you. So come up. So come up, Ace, so I can add you to the panel, and you can give me all 7 of them at one time. And that's it. I just want your 7 picks, and that's it. Okay, my number 5 is um, like I said, the reason for the show, Massachusetts. I know. I don't know why. I don't know why, Honey Bunch. I do. Okay, but I've caught myself saying it before. Even when I'm doing like hosting. Oh, for Boyd Wrestling, I'll always you know miss confuse you and Leah. I don't know why. I don't know. Maybe if you started hanging around with Jesse Scott. Hello, Lori Fox. How are you, dear? Okay, Miss Leah, you're number 4. Scully says he's working on a new show video announcements. Cool, good. Oh, sweet Jesse, Big Daddy Money Scott. Excuse me? Why? What did you burp or have gas? Oh, Jesus, Chris. Fuck. Hold on. I'm gonna regret this. I already posted it. Chris, hold on. There's other people in the chat. Okay. Oh, wait. No, your comment. No. Well, no, because I always get Honey Bunch and Leah Sugar Britches mixed up, even when I'm not doing it on purpose. Okay, okay, Chris, hold on one second. Um, and now I lost my place. Thank you. Um, yeah, man gets me and Mandy mixed up. Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, well, come on. Well, because if it wasn't for Coach, that show would not operate because me, yeah, man, and even Sweet Jessie, Big Hornpipe and Scott, we're not all that smart. Okay, Leah says, "How can you mend a broken heart?" After I do my fourth one, Chris, I'll bring you up. And like I said, you're going to do all seven of them at the same time, one after another, because I don't have the time to keep switching back and back and forth and back and forth. My number four is You Should Be Dancing. Okay, go, Chris. You're on. Okay, so what's your seven so I can write them down?
Okay, Tragedy. Too Much Heaven.
Hold on. Oh, how fast do you think I can write?
Okay, sorry.
Oh, Tragedy and okay, what's next?
Too Much Heaven.
And what is that from? Mark, do you know what that's from? Too Much Heaven?
Where is that one?
From their third album. I'm trying to think of the name of it.
Oh, the third album was called
Tragedy's on that album too.
The third album was called Ideas. Or depends because their third album actually is Bee Gees 1967.
Could be their 78. I think it's a 78 album. Because Tragedy's on there too.
Oh, okay. Then it's called Ideas.
Or whatever the album held. It doesn't matter.
Okay. What's your fifth?
Jive Talk. Talking.
Okay. Yeah. I know your fourth one.
How Deep Is Your Love?
Okay. Your third one.
Staying Alive.
Okay. Your second one.
So, okay, here. Second one, To Love Somebody.
That's a nice song. Oh, that I didn't put down.
Yeah.
And what's your number one, Chris?
Heartbreaker.
I thought that was a song by Pat Benatar.
And what's that? What's her? Dionne Warwick sang it originally too. Heartbreaker.
No, I never heard that one either. So, okay, Chris, that was very good. Thank you. Like I said, after. Okay.
Check this out real quick.
What is that? I can't even see it.
That's a DVD, but it has the jacket on it. The Saturday Night John Travolta.
Oh, okay. All right. Oh, okay, Chris, because I want to finish this show up. I got to finish this show up. So,
have a good night.
Okay, thanks, Chris.
Bye-bye.
Okay, thank you, Debbie. All right, Leah Sugar Britches, your number 3, dear. You're number 3. Oh, who is Bama Cowgirl? Is that somebody? Words, yes, that's a good song. And that's what I said. I actually probably could have come up with 10 because here's 3 that I just forgot. I forgot that song. Okay, my third one is I Started a Joke. Okay, Miss Sugar Britches, you're number 2. To love somebody, yes. See, and I forgot that. See, so I could have easily done 10, but I was under pressure. Now that's my excuse, and I'm sticking with it. Okay, my number two is Nights on Broadway. And I love that song just because um, they had never really done a song like that before. And it was just so different for them. And I just love it. On the nights on Broadway. And I can't imagine, like somebody's singing in that high of a pitch. Mark, and so what octave would you say that is? So do you know? Do you have any idea what that could be?
I'd have to be sitting at the piano and I could pinpoint it, but it's up there.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I mean, oh my God, that hurts my throat to even try. Okay, Miss Sugar Britches, your final number one Bee Gees favorite song is. And this is actually Gatorade because I gotta stay sober until next Tuesday. No, because I don't want to go into my county job out doing the elections being all drunk.
Wow.
And okay, Mark, because I asked you what octave that might be, and here's what Jesse Scott said. Good call, Jess.
Yeah.
I started a joke. I've actually heard a a metal band make a copy of that, Leah, and it came out so good. It really was good. And I can't think of the name of the band because they were kind of obscure, but I mean, they played it very hard and metally, but they didn't really ruin the melody of the song. It was really good. If I can find it, I'll post it because I can't even think of. I know I have it on some burned CD somewhere, but if I find it, I'll post it because it's really good. And my number one is yeah. Oh yeah, Leah. Like I said, I'll just post it in like my Twitter. Um, my number one, as I mentioned before, is the 1941 mining disaster. And I don't know why I like that song, but it's just I don't know. I just remember, and I remember my mother playing that. And here was my mother who, grew me up on like Black Sabbath and Deep Purple and Steppenwolf and stuff like that. And she says, "Oh, you've got to listen to this song. It's so pretty." And I said, "Pretty? Coming from you? Pretty?" And she, "Oh, shut up and just listen." Yeah, Leah, it's on their very first one called Bee Gees First, which, like I said, is actually the third one because their first two were only released in um, Australia and New Zealand. But you can go on YouTube and listen to it. So, um, I said had I did not intend to make this show long at all. I just wanted to give some people um, some information about the Bee Gees because there was a lot of misinformation about the band. Um, and yeah, as you can see by my sweet Jessie likes staying alive. Um, what was I going to say? Yeah, and so shows you from my picks and Miss Sugar Britches that the Bee Gees did have a career before Saturday Night Fever. They kind of did.
Yeah.
and and their songs, unfortunately, like anything here, you never hear that stuff on the radio, and you should, because it's good. I mean, I like I like Dream On by Aerosmith, but I hear that song 10 times a day, and I'm listening to the radio for 2 hours a day, and I hear it 10 times. You know, there is so much more that played on American radio, but they're just so caught up in like their corporates, AOR men, and like
So
it, it's just yeah. Oh, okay. So Easy Street, that Mark, she said about that kicked in the nutsack octave. Easy Street. Oh, the College of Knowledge historian says the C, the third octave. Wow. Hello, Salty Girl.
that would be very high, but to be able to pull off that note, you have to have a natural falsetto.
Yeah.
And the thing about the falsetto that Barry Gibb has, he can transition it. He can go slowly up, and he doesn't crack when he goes from regular voice to falsetto. He can transition
Oh yeah.
it
Yeah.
smoothly. He's just got a
And,
great voice.
yeah, and very few musicians can do that. Oh, there was a guy from the Four Seasons, Frankie Valli, who could do that too.
Right.
Okay, yeah, and so Mr. Scully says he wants everybody to remember the show that me and him are doing Friday at 8 p.m. It's going to be I think Scully that I'm going to name the show um, um, Bimbo and Scully's fucked up poetry session. How does that sound?
Don't forget
I don't know if I what.
the
Oh
snap.
yeah. I don't know if I should use "fucked up" in the title. Um I'll do like Scully and Bimbo's messed up poetry. Okay, yeah, I'll do messed up poetry. Yeah, that
Yeah, maybe
sounds a
they're
little. Okay, guys, I want to thank everybody, like I always do. When I'm getting ready to close up a stream, I want to thank everybody for taking the time to come on, and even want to thank Miss Rosie O'Kelly because her chat over the weekend was the inspiration for this because she had somebody up there who was actually arguing with her about. They said, "No, no, my God, the Bee Gees. No. Um, oh, they came out with Saturday Night Fever, and she was saying no, they had a lot of songs before that, and so that's when she said that she liked the song Massachusetts, and I don't know who this person was, but you know, you know,
Some people.
and so I just happened to be, and so I just happened to be, like on the right side, and she says. And so she mentioned me. She says, "I know who to ask." And so she says, "And now, Miss Bimbo Barbarella is probably the smartest person that I know when it comes to music." And goodbye, honey. Thank you. And so I felt honored, and I says, "You know what, Rose? Just to prove you wrong, no, just to prove them wrong." Just to prove them wrong, I will do a show for you. And she said, really? And I said, yeah, of course. I'll do it Wednesday. And so and she put it in her, side chat box, and she talked about it. So, and like I said, she was on earlier, so that was nice to see her. And Scully is going to be on in 90 minutes. So if you want to be entertained and you've never heard Mr. Scully's House of Thrillers, go check him out, give him a listen. And I'm actually looking forward to our show on Friday because I have some messed up ideas. Imagine that.
Yeah.
But yeah, but like I said, I want to thank everybody for taking the time to come on. Good night. Good night there, Mr. Sweet Jesse Big Daddy Scott. Want to thank everybody for coming on, spending an hour of your day with me. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned a little bit about the band the Bee Gees.
I did.
And I want to thank Mark Kropka for coming up. And like I said, you know, um, I love to do things like this for people that request things because um, it tests my knowledge too, and I love to learn new things, and I actually learned a couple of things about the Bee Gees, doing this, so that was good. So okay, guys, good night. I will chat with you guys on Friday at 8 p.m. Yeah, okay, yeah, and hit that like button for me. And remember, Mr. Scully's going to be on in 90 minutes, and he says, get prepared to be entertained. Because I've never heard I've been on YouTube now for over a year, and I've never heard anybody do a show like Mr. Scully.
Maybe I'll go on pirate radio between now and Scully, and then go off when Scully goes on.
Okay, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, okay. Um, Mark, and okay, do it real quick. Why don't you drop your link?
That's okay.
Huh?
Don't worry about it.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I'm
Oh,
sure that people,
I will do it really quickly. I'll be quick.
yeah. Okay, yeah. Yeah, because Mark has what he calls pirate radio, where he takes requests
Okay.
and he puts up with a lot of nonsense from people too.
Ah,
Gonna, gonna miss my live, Mark. Okay, and for everybody who's um, who's still here, I will find out about Miss Easy Street's worm predicament, and I will report back to you on Friday with the worm story. Okay, guys, and okay, Miss Easy Street, she dropped Scully's link. Here's Mark Kropka's link. Go check him out. Go check them both out. I am out of here. Thank you, everybody.
thank you.
Time. All right. Bye.